All right, guys, hello. So as we continue to get ready for the New York City Half Marathon in less than 2 weeks, Rich actually just found a Facebook picture of me posted by New York Roadrunners, and it's a picture that it has to have been from definitely the first race I ever ran with New York Roadrunners, but I think actually the first race I ever even ran, period, like outside of high school or anything like that. I ran one 5K in college, just like a turkey trot, but yeah, definitely the first big race I ran, definitely the first race ever with New York Roadrunners, so there it is. And here we are now. This is the first New York City half I'm gonna run with this YouTube channel, so kind of a fun twist to see that photo pop up. Alright guys, so today we're really just looking to recover from the weekend. This weekend was a busy one. We had a 12-mile long run, which was essentially our peak long run for the New York City half. Again, just coming up in just under 2 weeks. And then Sunday we had the Washington Heights 5K, which was a blast to run. I did better than I thought, especially given the 12-mile run the day before. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm definitely looking forward to having a little bit of recovery time and as we taper into the New York City half. I'll talk a little bit more about my taper tomorrow, to be honest, because today, again, it's really just a recovery run, but I'll go over some of the specifics that I like to look for in a taper, like I said, tomorrow for the next workout that I have. But either way, we'll go for our jog now. Nice and easy recovery. And I'm honestly feeling good. Like, I don't think I need to taper by any means. I don't need time off, but we're gonna stick to the plan. Again, it's just a little bit lower mileage, but I definitely want to taper into the race because I also want to start to talk about the plans for the future races that are coming up after the New York City Half Marathon. There's a ton, and there's a ton in just a short period of time. So here's kind of a snapshot of like the future races that I have with very little detail. It's probably hard to even understand. The top half is part of a calendar that I'm starting to look at for planning a race, and the bottom half is just races that come like throughout the rest of the year that I'm already signed up for. So there's a lot, and like I said, that's why I think it's still important to get a taper in now, still freshen up for the New York City half so we can get a peak race in. And then after that, like I said, it'll be a quick build and I'll start to talk about, the other races and, what I'm going to treat as my peak race very soon after the New York City half. So yeah, let's get this jog in. I've done enough talking for today. And then once I'm done, we'll head inside and go over the pace for today and just get ready for the rest of the week. right, well, we're back where we started and we had a pretty good run. If you want all the details, I'm going to send you to my Strava page again today, since it's just a recovery run, but you can check out some of the details on Strava. Everything's down below in the description if you want to follow me on Strava, of course. But general, you know, like I said in the beginning, 4 miles, trying to just keep it as easy as I can, but also mixed in a little bit of elevation, just to keep myself, you know, kind of acclimating to the hills and things that will come with the New York City half. We've had about, you know, 200 feet of elevation gain just during our 4 mile run here around town. Average pace was 9:46 per mile, and you can see the kilometers pace on the screen now for anyone not in the United States. But yeah, it felt pretty good. You know, the heart rate was relatively low for today, so the legs and everything feel a little bit stiff. Just from, again, a busy weekend, but that's why this is a recovery run. It's not unnatural for me to feel a little bit stiff after a race or after a long run, and definitely after a long run and a race. So, you know, nothing of concern, but just feeling heavy and the fatigue from the last couple days, but the run came out pretty good nonetheless. Other things to note, I just happened to run by, you could kind of see Beacon Mountain, or Mount Beacon, and that's kind of where I'm going to be doing the trail race in about a month. So it's going to be a half marathon up along the ridge of the mountain, and I just happened to run by like the parking lot to see the kind of the starting area, I guess, of where we're going to be here in town. So cool to see, just something else that's upcoming, so definitely follow along again if you want to keep up with all the other races that I showed you in the beginning, as well as that trail half marathon. We've got the New York City Runs Brooklyn half marathon coming up, New York Roadrunners half marathon, so just a lot of stuff on the calendar. And like I said, I'll talk about the plans to try and take a little bit of a break after the New York City half and then build back up for what will be the next peak race. It'll be a little tricky. There's going to be a bunch of races kind of in between, but I think we can still kind of get a nice mileage build in the process of, you know, getting to hit one of the last races at the end of May. So we're looking forward to that. I'm definitely planning it out little by little as we speak. And that's about it for today. I'm just kind of hanging out here, enjoying this outside spot by the river. So I'll wrap it up for today. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.
Yeah.